Brother, if you can't say no to porn, it's probably not the only thing you can't say no to. You can't say no to food. You can't say no to distraction. And more than likely, you can't say no to comfort. And yet you wonder why you're still stuck. You see, freedom isn't about white knuckling your way through temptation. It's about becoming the kind of man who lives in full control. And the best way to build that control is to fast. Today, we're getting brutally honest about what it takes to build the discipline from the inside out. I'm going to give you 7 powerful things that you need to start fasting from, not for spiritual brownie points and not to punish yourself, but to strengthen your will, grow your inner confidence, and step into the identity of a porn-free man. Welcome to the Rebuilt Man podcast. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder and host here, and it is our mission for the last 6 years to help men just like you, caught up in the depths of this addiction, take back control and begin to finally walk in absolute freedom. If you're new to the podcast, brother, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us there on YouTube, turn those post notifications on. But one of my favorite quotes from Marcus Aurelius is that we should discipline ourselves in small things, and from these things progress to things of greater value. Now you may ask, what does this matter to you? Because if you can learn to say no to the small impulses, the temporary comforts, the everyday temptations, you'll quickly train yourself to say no when it actually matters the most. When you're triggered, when you're alone, when your old self shows up and want to drag you back to the screen. Those are the moments that you must learn to discipline yourself in. And these 7 fasts that I'm going to walk you through here today are about reclaiming control. And reclaiming control not just from porn, but from the weak, passive man that, brother, I'm telling you, you were never created to be. 7 fasts here to help you build the discipline. The first thing you need to do is fast from sex temporarily. You see, sex is not the problem, but it's your dependency on it that is. We must learn to harness and transmute that sexual energy into something creatively more powerful and more meaningful. This isn't a new concept or new lesson. This was something that was talked about in my opinion, the greatest personal development book of all time, Think and Grow Rich. There's an entire chapter where Napoleon Hill dedicates to talking about how the great men of his time understood that there's an energy that lives inside of us, and their ability to harness it and transmute it was a important part in the wealth that they were building. I believe even married men can benefit from a 30, 60, 90-day fast from sex if you're struggling with controlling your temptations. The great actor and Hollywood star Terry Crews talked about this as being a pivotal part in him overcoming his porn addiction. And if you're going to do this, you want to invite your wife into this process with you, because this isn't about punishment. This is going to be a healing journey for your partnership and your intimacy with your wife. And I believe when you can learn to master your sexual desires, you can learn to master anything in this world. The second thing you want to start fasting from is learning to fast from food intentionally. Food is the most socially acceptable addiction. It's also the most socially abused drug. But when you begin to practice regular intentional fasting, you learn to deny yourself of instant gratification. You learn to say no on a daily basis. Now, inside our Reboot Your Life program, we actually take our men through a 48-hour intentional fast early on in the program, and then regular 24-hour weekly fast. And I recommend, if you're struggling with compulsive behaviors, bringing something this into your weekly and monthly routine is a powerful way to learn the self-control. But even taking things daily into an intermittent fasting schedule for a short period of time can be incredibly powerful. And we know that fasting fuels mental clarity. It builds radical self-discipline. It helps you grow in your spiritual connection and relationship with God. So begin to practice intentional fasting from food on a regular and consistent basis. The third thing here to fast from is fasting from social media. Dopamine hits from scrolling are digital edging. It's only going to be a matter of time before you find yourself falling back into the dark pits of porn and masturbation. You're conditioning your brain for quick hits and a shallow focus. You want to make sure you're unfollowing the softcore triggers, the IG models, the OF models, the fitness girls that produce, in my opinion, what is nothing more than social media pornography. And when you take this fast from social media, you want to replace it with journaling, praying, reading, learning, evolving, growing. It's an important question to ask yourself is, are you using social media or is it being used by you? Understand that these platforms are monetizing your attention. And something you need to understand is the engineers behind it and the algorithms in and of themselves are smarter than you. So you will not win the battle trying to run through it. You need to get away from it. Flee the temptation by fasting from social media. The fourth thing here, if you're still struggling with this, you need to fast from hitting snooze. Snooze is self-betrayal before the day even starts. I've talked about this time and time again for the last 6 years, how if you can't honor that first promise you made to yourself, the likelihood that you're going to honor every promise throughout the day is lower. The first win, getting up on time, sets the tone for your day. It's you telling yourself that you're excited and grateful to start the day. Put your alarm clock across the room if you're struggling with this. Make it almost impossible for you to hit that snooze button. Because here's what I know, man. If you can't keep your word at 6 a.m., how are you going to do it at 11 p.m. when the temptation strikes? Stop hitting snooze. I don't even want to say it's fasting, but just stop it in general. Number 5 here, fast from the complaining in the victim mindset. Here's the reality, brother. Nobody's coming to save you. Everything you have or don't have in this life is a result of your choices, nobody else's. And victimhood is a trap that robs you of power and responsibility and actually the ability to take back control and transform your life. Real freedom begins the moment you say, this is on me. You didn't fall into pornography by accident. You didn't have an oopsie and slip. You made a choice that in the moment, whatever you were going through was stronger than you and you couldn't deny it. So you made the choice to return back to the screen. Your wife not providing for you the sex that you want, that's on you for not being the man that she wants to give the sex to. Your boss isn't promoting you in the way that you feel you should be. That's on you for not showing up and demanding and earning that promotion. We got to begin to take responsibility, massive, extreme ownership. So fast from the complaining and victim mindset, and it will radically transform your life. Number 6 here is fast from procrastination. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Every time you delay action, you're reinforcing that your goals, the things you say that you want, actually don't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. The fitness plan, quitting porn, signing up for Reboot Your Life, that hard conversation, connecting with God, having the talk with your kids, cleaning the garage. It doesn't matter. You keep putting it off, hoping that it's going to take care of itself. And it leads you back to number 5, victimhood and complaining about why you are where you are when you want to be somewhere else in life. Get up and move and just go do it. Because when you don't, that's when porn begins to thrive in that idle time. in avoidance. But here's what I know to be true is action crushes avoidance every single time. So stop procrastinating, fast from it, and it will change your life. And number 7, the final one here, start fasting from settling. The fact that you're settling, brother, that's just you living in silent self-betrayal. You know you were created for more. You're created for more strength, more purpose, more connection, more intimacy with God. And when you're living beneath your potential, you're feeding the lie that you're not capable of breaking free and achieving greatness. And here's the fact, settling even of itself is the gateway drug to your relapse, because you know you aren't fulfilling your potential, but you want to drown that emotion out because you procrastinate doing the things and live in a victimhood and seek avoidance and constantly scroll and binge eat on a regular basis and don't wake up on time. If you could fast from settling, the rest of this list will take care of itself. We try to raise a standard here. Our men see breakthrough because we don't allow them to settle. And some of these things may feel like they're restrictions, but they're not. Brother, this is about resurrection. This is how you train yourself to rise up from the man that you've been and step into becoming the man that you know you're called to be. You're not going to break porn. You're not going to break free by accident. You do it by choosing freedom, one small discipline at a time. Now, your next step here is to get plugged in. Get a foundation, get a support, get a structured process. It's going to help you begin to take back control. And that's what we've designed inside the free 7-day porn reset. If you go to therebuiltman.com/7-day reset, what you'll get there is a proven step-by-step system to take back control of your urges, daily challenges to build discipline and mental toughness, but most importantly, a brotherhood of support and accountability that will actually work. You've tried to do this alone for long enough. Now it's time to win with a proven plan and a brand of brothers behind you. Guys, click the link down there below. Visit therebuiltman.com/7-day reset. And we look forward to seeing you, my friend, on the inside.